Yes, welcome to the channel once more. It's still a wonderful day. I greet you all, and I still remain your wonderful host, Don Boogie Don. It is sports with Don Boogie Don on Don Boogie Don's Sportainment TV. And on today's episode, we are going to be reviewing the squad dropped by Eric Chelle for the final two games of the World Cup qualifiers in 2026. So stick with us. We are going to do a review of the squad. Then we are going to preview the last two games, the round 9 and round 10 of the World Cup qualifiers for the Super Eagles of Nigeria coming on October 10th and October 14th. Without wasting much time, let's dive in straight into the squad list. For the squad list of the Super Eagles, here are 23 players invited uh, for the goalkeepers. For the goalkeepers, of course, as you can see, Nwabali, of course, is there, and Amos and Adebayo. The defenders also are also there. Sami Ajayi is making a comeback to this team. It's been a long time, and finally we are seeing Sami Ajayi back to this team. Felix Ago with that injury. Let's hope he plays. Then the midfield, there is no Onyedika. There is no Onyedika because of the injury he picked before the list was dropped. Then in the forward line, Olusegun doing so well for himself there in Turkey. Then Ako Adams, the man in form, the man for Sevilla, is also on the list. Terry Murphy is making a comeback to this list. So these were as you can see there, are the earlier list released by Eric Chelle up until Cyril Desas picked up an injury and he was replaced with Uche Santos. This guy should have been here in the first place because he has been doing so well for himself. Then Bright Osai Samuel picked up an injury and Zaidu Sanusi replaced him also in this list. But I have a very, very big issue with this list. Osai Samuel picked up an injury doesn't mean we can't get a right back. We have a lot of left back in this team. Zaidu Sanusi, a left back. Felix Agu, a left back. Benjamin Frederick can play as a centre back, but also inclined as a left back. Calvin Bassey, also a left back. Bruno Emich, a left back. So what happened to the right back that we have in Nigeria? That's, by the way, I talked earlier about Felix Agu. Felix Agu from last week, I talked earlier about it. He picked up an injury for Bremen and is going to be out for a long time. For now, there have not been any replacement for him. We wish him all the best and a speedy recovery. So let's look forward to see who is going to replace him, or are we going with this Are we going to 22-man squad? Then Cyril Dessa is a very bad one for him. He has been replaced with Uche Santos. For me, I have a question for the list. For the first time, the last time the list dropped, the last international break, I didn't have any doubt, but now I still have a doubt. I'm still looking out for what is it called? Paul Onuachu is doing so well for himself there in Turkey, the highest goal scorer in Turkey. I don't know why he is not here. I really don't know why Paul Onuachu is not here. Tolu Arokodare has done so well for the Super Eagles in the last few games. But for Wolves, I don't really know. He hasn't really picked up, although he has scored. But Paul Onuachu should have been. We should have our best and hottest strikers going into these last two games. Then Duro Simi for Victorian Pleasant. He's doing so well for himself. I think that guy should deserve a call-up. Terry Murphy, I don't know what he has done so far this season that we haven't invited Paul Onuachu back-to-back games. So I don't know, maybe for what Eric Chelle has seen in him before around that kind July, May, June friendlies earlier this year. I don't know. Maybe he has not forgiven him for that shambolic performances that he has produced. So that is it for the list. Now we'll move straight into the review of the two games we have left for the World Cup qualifiers. And the first game is coming up on October 10th. That is on a Friday, 5 p.m. Lesotho versus Nigeria. Before we move into the games, let us preview the table. As you can see the table here, Nigeria sitting third with 11 points. South Africa, after deducting that 3 points from them and 3 goals, they landed themselves second with 14 points. Now, consequently, South Africa has now moved from the first position and ready to qualify for the World Cup to now being 8th. Sorry, on the second 8th, being now 8th on the second best qualifying list table. As you can see here, South Africa has dropped to 8th from first. Now, let's leave the table. Let's move in straight to the games. Lesotho versus Nigeria. This game will be happening at the Peter Mokeba Stadium there in Polokwane, South Africa. This is match day 9. Lesotho is sitting 5th, 9 points, sitting 5th on the table. Like I said earlier, Nigeria is 3rd and with 11 points. These two teams have met 3 times. The first 2 times, Nigeria picked up the wins in the first 2 times. Then the last one being that shambolic play we had in 2023 there in Uyo, November 16. I will never forget that match ending 1-1. Nigeria playing so shambolic in that game. We couldn't beat Lesotho there in Uyo. Now, this is what we are faced with. Nigeria going over to the Peter Mokeba Stadium in Polokwane. What do I expect from this? For me, personally, I believe that the World Cup dream is over. People who have hope should believe. I won't draw you out from not believing from whatever you want to believe. But for me personally, I think the World Cup dream for the Super Eagles is over. What I expect Eric Chelle to do from now going on forward is to please whoever you are playing, whatever formation you are playing, whoever you are calling up from now till December, we still have another international break in November. Start preparing for the AFCON. I want to believe that by November we should say these are the 18, these are the 20 players going to the AFCON for the Super Eagles. Maybe by December you might just do a few 1 or 2, 3 picks from the hottest players by December. But we should know 18 or 20 players you are taking to the AFCON. Whatever you are playing now, let us know who should be the player starting for you going into AFCON. Let us know what you are going to play entering into AFCON. This should be a rehearsal game for you. Like I said earlier, me personally, I don't want to put my hope on Nigerian qualifying or not qualifying because I believe the dream is over. It is over. But if you believe, you believe. For this game, Lesotho quite well. Winning their next 2 games will leave them 16. We leave them with 16 points. That means they will have to hope on Benin, South Africa, Nigeria and Rwanda to lose their next 2 games, which is not possible. So Lesotho on their own for this game will be playing for pride and everything at their home. For this, Nigeria still has a chance. If they win this game, they go 14 points. Believing that South Africa or Benin might just lose their next game. So for me, I will just pick a 2-1 win for the Super Eagles. Nothing much, nothing to talk about this game. What I want to look out for in this game is who is Eric Chelle picking for the AFCON? What is he going to do at the AFCON? So that's what I'm looking forward to for these next 2 games. Lesotho versus Nigeria, I'm picking a 2-1 win for the Super Eagles. Clean. So from there, we'll move to the next game, which is the last game of this group for Nigeria, which is Nigeria against Benin Republic. This game will be happening at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo, on the 14th of October, on a Tuesday, 5 p.m. Head to head, Nigeria have enjoyed, as always. They have met 5 times. Nigeria have won 3 times, one draw coming in the game. Then the only win for Benin Republic was the game we lost to Benin in the reverse fixture of this World Cup qualifiers. A shambolic play again, a 2-1 win for Benin there at the Stadio Felix Apueta there in Ivory Coast. We were leading in this game. First half, Benin had to come back in the first half. The winner being scored in the 45 plus 3 minutes. I will never forget this game. It was a mad game. Nigeria, we were leading. All the lead to halftime. We conceded in the last few seconds of the first half to finish. Genetro, kudos to you. For me, from this group, I'm rooting for Benin to go to the World Cup. For reasons best known to me, for banter reasons, I don't want South Africa to go. So for this game, I will plead to Nigerians, if you fail to win Lesotho, please comfortably hand Benin the ticket to the World Cup with this game. If you fail to win Lesotho, hand the World Cup ticket to Benin with this game. That is my own. For this game, I don't really see much happening. I'm picking a 2-1 win for Nigeria. There's no way Benin will come to Nigeria and pick up 3 points. But I'm saying this because we have not seen the outcome of the round 9. But I'm saying this before the 2 games are played. I don't see Benin coming to Nigeria picking up 3 points. But this last game will all be hinged on what will happen from match day 9. For match day 9, for Benin, they will be playing away to Rwanda. Benin have the most difficult last 2 games because all their games will be played away from home. Their match day 9 will be played on October 10, just like Nigeria, but it's coming at 2 p.m. They will be playing away to Rwanda. If they don't pick a point, if they don't pick all 3 points from Rwanda, it will be hard for them against Nigeria. If they manage to pick that 3 points from Rwanda and come over to Nigeria, and Nigeria manage to pick 3 points from Lesotho, that Benin versus Nigerian game will be a very hot game for Benin Republic. Because at that point, it means Nigeria have a point, have an opportunity. Benin too have an opportunity. South Africa on their own, on 10th, match day 9, have Zimbabwe to play away from home. But not necessarily away from home because all of them are playing in South Africa. Will Zimbabwe be able to take all 3 points from South Africa? I don't really know. Will it happen? I don't really know. So this second game is hinged mostly on whatever happens from match day 9. South Africa, for their last game, will be playing at home to Rwanda, coming 5 p.m. on Tuesday. So these games will be happening concurrently. Will be happening at the same time. Nigeria versus Benin, South Africa versus Rwanda. Rwanda on their own are sitting 5th with 9 points. They also have, 4th with 11 points. They also have chance to go 6 points from the 2 games. They will be on 17th. They will be on 17 points. So this last 2 games is very, very dicey for Super Eagles. But for me, what I want to see here is Super Eagles should at least, Eric Chelle should at least, with this October and November international break, give us a team that is ready for the AFCON by December. Use this to practice what you want to do at the AFCON by December. So that is it from me. For the top scorers at the qualifiers, as you can see, Denis Bouanga of Gabon. He has not scored no penalties, but he has scored 8 goals. Mohamed Salah second with 7 goals, 2 penalties scored. Mohamed Almora of Algeria in third with 6 goals. So that's the top 10 scorers for the World Cup qualifiers. That is it from me here. I still remain your wonderful host as always, Don Dogidon. Please always remember to like, also drop a comment. Let's get this engaging. Also, don't forget to share to your friends. Let's grow this community. And also, remember to subscribe because that's how we grow. From me to you, have a wonderful week ahead. Bye bye.